Guys, I have been glued to every single feed and spoiler leak coming out of Port Charles. And let me tell you, the sheer level of intensity we are looking at for the period of June 1 to June 12 is absolutely off the charts. It feels like the entire town is a pressurized boiler waiting to explode. And if you ask me, the tectonic shifts happening within the families we thought were invincible are nothing short of cataclysmic. I've been analyzing the subtle movements of our favorite players, and I can say with total confidence that we are not prepared for the emotional wreckage that is coming our way. It is not just about the typical power struggles anymore. It is about survival, legacy, and the kind of bone deep betrayal that changes a character forever. If you look at the landscape of the city, you can almost feel the chill in the air at the docks, where shadows linger longer than they should. Sunny is staring down the barrel of a loaded gun, not metaphorically, but in a very real existential way that makes my skin crawl. We have seen him lose so much, but this current instability within his inner circle feels different, almost permanent. When I think about his reliance on people like Lucas, I get this sinking feeling in my stomach because we know that alliances in this town are about as stable as a house of cards in a hurricane. I suspect that Lucas is playing a game that is far more complex than even Sonny realizes, and frankly, that is what keeps me up at night. Are we watching the final days of an empire, or is this just the brutal, bloody birth of a new, more ruthless order? I think it is the latter, and it is honestly terrifying to watch it unfold in real time. Guys, let us talk about the absolute nightmare unfolding at Turning Woods. Nina is walking into the lion's den, and I am not sure she fully understands the teeth she is dealing with. When she missed that dose of the paralyzing agent for Brennan, I actually gasped out loud. It is these tiny, microscopic slips in judgment that lead to the massive disasters we see in later episodes. If you ask me, she is trying to play a high-stakes game of chess while everyone else is playing with knives. Her quest to strengthen that alliance is noble in its own twisted way, but it puts a massive target on her back. I honestly believe that if she does not tread carefully, she is going to be the next person whose life hangs by a thread. Can she really navigate the murky waters of Brennan's world without losing her soul in the process? I honestly doubt it, but that is the beauty of this tragedy, is it not? Then there is the utter mess involving Michael, Willow, and Chase. I have to say, I am genuinely conflicted about the direction the writers are taking here. Using Chase as a pawn in a manufactured affair, that is classic soap opera manipulation, but it feels particularly cruel given the history between these three. When I saw the spoiler about Willow encountering a shirtless Chase, I knew we were in for some top-tier drama. Tracy is already circling like a vulture, and I love that for us because we know she will not hesitate to tear into Chase for his proximity to a past flame. Is this really just about jealousy, or is there a deeper, more calculated plan at play here? If you ask me, Michael is playing a dangerous game of emotional brinkmanship, and the fallout is going to leave everyone broken. I honestly think that Willow is in way over her head, and the moment she realizes the truth, her world is going to shatter into a million pieces. Let us dig deeper into the absolute chaos brewing at Windermere. The air there is thick with unspoken threats and the kind of malice that only a place with so much dark history can produce. When I heard about the potential for Sidwell to turn on Pascal because of suspected jealousy, I almost cheered because it shows how quickly these villains turn on each other. It is poetic, really. The irony of Sidwell hunting for answers while the real killer, Ross, is still out there wreaking havoc is just delicious. I want you to imagine the look on their faces when they realize they have been chasing shadows the entire time. It is the kind of narrative tension that makes me love this genre so much. Why do they never see the threat right in front of them until it is too late? It is a question that defines Port Charles and one we keep asking ourselves every single week. I really need to discuss Alexis and the weight of the secrets she is carrying. She is usually the one cutting through the noise, but even she seems to be faltering under the pressure of the Delilah situation. The way she is keeping information from Brooke, Lynn, and Chase about the potential paternity of Phoebe is masterful, but it is also a ticking time bomb. I keep wondering, at what point does her desire to protect people become a form of betrayal? I think we are nearing that point. She is juggling so many balls that it is only a matter of time before one drops, and when it does, the impact will be felt by every single person in that house. I honestly admire her strength, but she is playing a game with lives, and that is a dangerous place to be. If you ask me, she is terrified, and the fact that she is hiding it so well just makes it all the more compelling. Now, let us talk about the survival instinct of Jocelyn. She is in a cell, trapped and isolated, yet she is using tools provided by Anna to craft a way out. That is the resilience I expect from her. It is a testament to the grit she has developed over the years. I find myself rooting for her, wanting her to turn the tables on her captors in the most dramatic way possible. Will she actually be able to get close enough to Cassius to strike? That thought alone gives me goosebumps. It is these moments of desperation that push our characters to become something more than they were before. I truly believe that her journey through this trauma is going to be the catalyst for the next big shift in the power dynamic of the town. She is a survivor, and survivors are the most dangerous people of all, especially when they have nothing left to lose. I have to bring up the Britt and Rocco storyline because it is genuinely heartbreaking and intense. Watching them on the run, knowing that guys like Brick and the ruthless Ross are tracking them, is pure nightmare fuel. I read that Rocco is finally asking about the time Britt raised him, and it makes me want to weep. It is such a human, grounded moment amidst the insanity. Can you imagine the vulnerability required to share those memories while you are running for your life? It is a masterclass in emotional storytelling. I find myself wondering if they will actually make it out of this alive, or if the tragedy is going to be the final chapter of their story. Every time I see a new spoiler about their flight, my heart just stops. It is the kind of stakes that make everything else feel small in comparison. Guys, the way Sidwell is operating is truly chilling. He has become a massive force of nature in Port Charles, and I feel like no one has the right tools to stop him. He is playing with everyone's lives like they are chess pieces, and his willingness to eliminate anyone who stands in his way is beyond terrifying. I am specifically worried about Lucas. He is in the middle of this, and he knows too much. If Sidwell decides he is a liability, he is as good as dead. I am literally shouting at my screen for him to just run, but we know he cannot. He is tied to Sunny and Laura now, and that is a death sentence in the current climate. I am on the edge of my seat, waiting to see if he manages to expose the truth about Ross before he is silenced forever. This is high-stakes drama at its absolute peak. And what about Obrecht? She is sensing that she does not have the whole story, and her intuition is never wrong. If she starts pushing for the truth from the people around her, especially with the life of Britt on the line, we are going to see an explosion of rage and grief that I don't think anyone is ready for. She is a woman who loves fiercely and fights even harder. And if she finds out someone has been hiding the truth from her, hell will have no fury like her. I love that the show is giving her this agency again. It makes me feel like there is at least one person who might be able to shift the balance of power, or at least burn the whole thing down, trying to get justice for the ones she loves. If you ask me, the tension between Nina and Willow is the most underrated aspect of this entire arc. Nina wants to connect, but her methods are often so self-serving that she pushes people away even as she tries to pull them close. It is a tragic loop that I think she is never going to escape. Seeing her concern for Willow's relationship with Chase just highlights how much she needs to control the people she cares about. It is not love, it is possession, and I think that is exactly why she is going to fail in the end. I really want to see her have a moment of genuine selfless growth, but I know better than to expect that from her. She is a character born from fire, and she will always return to it, no matter how much it burns the ones she claims to love. I am also thinking about Ethan and the warning he received from Alexis. It feels like he is a man constantly running from a past that refuses to stay buried. The connection to Delilah is the key to everything, and I think Ava is going to exploit that to the fullest extent. Ava has this way of sensing weakness and pouncing on it, and if she uses that information to blackmail Ethan, we are going to see a side of him that I am not sure we are ready for. Is he a hero or a villain? I think he is a bit of both, and that ambiguity is exactly what makes him such a compelling addition to the current chaos. I want to see how he reacts when his back is against the wall and he has to choose between his own freedom and the safety of the people he cares about. We are looking at a period from June 1 to June 12 where literally anything could happen. The pacing is relentless. We have the kidnapping, the blackmail, the paternity mysteries, and the internal rot of a major crime family all happening at once. I feel like I need to take a deep breath just thinking about it. When I analyze these plots, I am constantly looking for the connective tissue, the hidden threads that tie everything together, and I truly believe that it all leads back to a massive, town-wide reckoning. We are not just watching episodes. We are watching a transformation of the entire fictional world we love. Everything is moving, shifting, and breaking, and I am here for every single second of it. As we approach the end of this 2-week window, the sense of dread is just mounting. I am genuinely worried about who is going to make it out in one piece. The chaos at Windermere, the potential for a fatal mistake, and the secrets that are just waiting to be dragged into the light, it is all just too much to handle, but I cannot look away. If you ask me, this is the most exciting time to be a fan of the show in years. The stakes are real, the characters are feeling the weight of their decisions, and the future is completely uncertain. I love that we don't know what is coming next, even though we are constantly trying to guess. It is the hallmark of great writing, and I think the team behind the scenes is doing an incredible job. So, what are we expecting for the grand finale of this segment? I think someone is going to be unmasked, someone is going to be betrayed, and at least one life is going to change forever. We are at a boiling point, and the pressure is only going to increase as we head into the next phase of the story. I am going to be watching every single frame, tracking every change in expression, and waiting for that one moment where it all clicks into place. It has been a wild ride so far, and if you think this is crazy, wait until you see what happens next. The shadows are getting longer, and the truth is coming for everyone. Goodbye, and see you again in my other videos.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.